What's up, everybody? Welcome to The Revival. My name is JJ, and it's time to continue on my top 100 games of all time. Today, we are doing 65 through 61. Coming in at number 65 is the first game that I can remember being a big deal and a huge release for the video game industry, even though I was just a little kid. It's one of the first I remember. That is Mega Man 2. My first entry into the Mega Man series ended up being my absolute favorite. Mega Man 2 hits hard right when you flip the game on with that absolute banger of an opening theme, and then keeps the incredible music flowing all the way to the end when you're running through Dr. Wily's castle. This game was brutally tough, and I think back when I was a kid I legitimately only beat it one time. I still played through several of the levels many times over the years just to scratch that Mega Man itch though. Also, who could forget the conversations with your friends on which levels were easiest or hardest to get through, exchanging strategies and working out which abilities were best against other bosses? Mega Man 2 still holds up to this day as one of the best in the series. Number 64 on my list confirms that it is good to have friends, especially friends who have differing video game tastes from you. And by that I mean it's a game that I probably would not have played had it not been for a friend of mine, and that is Prey, the 2017 version. This is another one where I have an entire review written for the channel, so go check it out if you'd like to hear more of my thoughts on it. Needless to say, this game absolutely blew me away when I played it, so a big thanks to my friend Lamont for getting me the game and recommending it to me. Also, it would definitely be much higher up on the list if it wasn't for the enemies that respawn way too often, which kept me rolling my eyes and wanting to speed through areas rather than taking my time to explore in a lot of places. Coming in at number 63 is a game I spent so much time with as a kid, and a game that I still, even with all the time spent, could not finish except on the easiest difficulty because it is pretty dang tough, and that is Rogue Squadron on the Nintendo 64. Easily one of my favorite games on the N64, Rogue Squadron kept me busy for hours just flying through the unique Star Wars locales and dogfighting in a handful of different ships from that universe. My favorite parts of Star Fox 64 were the open map dogfights, where you wouldn't be on a linear path and you're just flying all over trying to take down other ships. Star Wars Rogue Squadron is pretty much all that style, and I loved every minute of it. The later levels in this game can get pretty tough, even on the easiest difficulty setting, but I sure as hell still had a lot of fun playing them. At number 62 is a game that I will never ever get tired of playing. It is just that good and that nostalgic. And anybody who grew up in the late 80s, early 90s knows what I'm talking about. That is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game on the NES. Growing up in the late 80s and early 90s, if you didn't have at least one experience at Pizza Hut playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game with your friends, you were robbed of an incredible time. When it was released on the NES, this game got played so much that I can't think of a single friend I had as a kid who didn't own it at one point or another. I still to this day have fond memories of the cartoon from that era, and revisiting this game takes me right back to those times. It's still my favorite in the TMNT beat-em-up franchise, as well as my favorite in the genre on the NES. And finally, at 61 is a game that you probably, I would venture to guess, most of you, if not all of you, know, have played, or at least heard of, and that is Elden Ring. This is gonna be a weird one, and I know seeing this, Adrian is probably raising an eyebrow. Let's be clear. I didn't have a whole lot of fun playing Elden Ring other than when I was playing co-op with friends. It was brutally hard at times, punishing, and for some reason locked the player out of co-op at times, which like I said was the only real part I had fun with. So why is it on this list? Easy. The wow factor. Elden Ring absolutely blew me away with its scope and detailed world building. From gorgeous cliffside vistas to terrifying underground labyrinths to the eye-opening monster designs, this game kept me wanting to see more and more. And don't get me wrong, I know I'm probably in the vast minority of people who don't see this game as being, quote, fun necessarily, so I absolutely still recommend it to anybody who might be curious about checking out the Soulsborne games and hasn't done so, as it's a great entry for veterans and newcomers alike. And there you have it, 65 through 61. Moving right along, next couple of weeks should have more of these, so I don't have a lot of like side stuff in the works as far as like other things I want to do for the channel, so we should start to see more of these coming up, and then hopefully get more of them out quicker. And yeah, I'm excited to get to some of the higher numbers, lower numbers, the games I like more on the list. But thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Look forward to the next one, and as always, keep on gaming.